An interesting one here. AEW World Title Match, the three-way, maybe. Samoa Joe defending against Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. So as of right now, the match is the three-way. But this past Dynamite, we saw Adam Page have an injury. Turns out that supposedly that's a fake injury that was part of the story. I think the idea here is that, either he didn't want to take the pin from Samoa Joe, so he faked an injury and yada, yada, yada. Or apparently there might also be something personal happening in Adam Page's life that he suddenly, all of a sudden, can't go to the pay-per-view. Don't know what that is. Something super personal that people don't want to discuss. We're not going to speculate here, but obviously it's something that has come up very sudden that he feels the need to potentially pull from this match. So whatever it is, it's important to him.
Yeah.
So this match is either going to be a three-way if Page is still in, or somehow this week we're going to write Page out of the match and it's going to be Swerve versus Samoa Joe.
Yep. It's the toughest match to call because I'm going to approach this as if it's still a three-way. I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
That is like the perfect way to keep Swerve from winning this belt. Right? Because Hangman and him can cost each other the match. Samoa Joe swoops in and wins. If it's Samoa Joe versus Swerve, I don't know how you have Swerve lose straight up. I just don't. Like he's so over. People want to see him as champion.
It's almost like if Swerve and Samoa Joe is just the match, then Swerve should win.
Yeah.
And just write off whatever story that you're going to have for the next several months and just have Swerve win and start that.
Yeah, because I don't want Samoa Joe to lose, but I don't want Swerve to lose clean.
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're in a great spot where they have two people that should be world champion. Right? Like that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. And I don't know how they're going to work their way around. I think the match is going to be phenomenal.
I could also make the argument that Page could be world champion too. He's been doing great stuff.
Absolutely. If Hangman left this show as world champion, I wouldn't question it at all. It would almost be the most interesting spot to go because of like where you go from there story wise. Man, it's gonna be a great match. No matter if it's the singles or three-way, it's gonna be a great match.
Yeah, I fully agree. This should be a great match. Adam Page, if he's in it, the whole idea, I think, is that Swerve does something that ends up potentially winning the match here, but Adam Page stops him from winning it. Samoa Joe, I think, is retaining because, like I said, I think it's going to be Wardlow versus Samoa Joe on TV. Maybe big business. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow.
Oof. Boof.
So good luck seeing that live.
I haven't got tickets yet.
If Page is not in it, all of this is still going to be very good matches. It's just, I don't know. It's very apparent also in Swerve's booking that Tony Khan doesn't want him to lose.
Yeah.
We saw that with the Continental Classic going into a three-way where it would have made more sense to just be singles. He obviously doesn't want Swerve to lose because he's building momentum, but he doesn't want him to have the title yet. So if Page's not in, that's what I mean. Like, there's an argument to have of just like, let's just shelve everything and just do Swerve.
Yeah. Yeah, so. It's tough. It's tough, but that's the excitement of the match itself.
Yeah, it ultimately, we can't properly preview because we don't know what's happening with Page. It could be anything. He's either in it or not. No one knows right now. We'll find out on Wednesday. Main event, AEW World Tag Team Title Match in a tornado match.
It better be the main event.
Darby Allin and Sting defending their titles against Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks, in the main event in front of 16,000 strong. Probably a bunch of walk-ups too. Maybe 17,000 if they can stretch it. What are your thoughts on the main event of this AEW Revolution pay-per-view? This like basically the first not the first match announced, but Sting's last match, his retirement match, going in as champion. Does he go out as champion? Okada style?
No. I'll just start there. No. I think everything about this match, the build, the anticipation, and the ultimate execution is going to be perfect. Like, You couldn't have a better, unless you're Keiji Muto, you couldn't have a better retirement story for someone. Like Tony Khan and AEW have done everything in their power to make this perfect, right? They've Greensboro, sold out arena, long time building of this is going to be his last match. Like we are telling you right now, this is it. And making him a champion, and that incredible promo this week. Like the Sting promo this week was so real, and obviously because there's real life events in it, but it was just so good. And on the other side of the ring are these absolute dickheads that you want to see Sting beat their ass one more time. Right?
And also not just the dickheads, but potentially, I think from this past Dynamite, potentially Ric Flair as well.
Yeah, I don't like that, but I can ignore that.
It's a nice little aspect to it. I think.
Yeah. If I look at it just wrestling, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It needs to main event. Nothing's gonna be able to follow this. That's my. You can't have anything follow retirement like this. This is one of the most legendary professional wrestlers ever retiring. This isn't right. This isn't just like anyone. This is Sting. Sting's done after this.
1985. He's been wrestling for 38 years.
38 years. He was essentially forced to retire at one point. He got to come back, have this great run, and now this is it.
Want to know how good this AEW run has been? A constant thing that Dave Meltzer, the Wrestling Observer, had about the Hall of Fame was that Sting got into the Hall of Fame like the weakest case. That was always the argument, that his case, like he was like always a good wrestler, but he never was like a big kind of draw or anything like that. He doesn't use that comparison anymore, Sting. He's like, since the AEW case has really bolstered his Hall of Fame career, it's like, oh no, he's fine. He's great. He's always great.
Sting was
He's
always a Hall of Famer in my opinion, but I get where he was going from now. Now it's undeniable. Yeah. And now he's selling out one big venue.
And Dave says, like, it's undeniable now that like his this last leg of his career of AEW has like made it like, oh yeah, undoubtedly, of course, he's so great. He's been so good at 60 plus years old. It's insane to watch.
I think the emotion of the retirement and it ending and everything that goes into that is going to make this such a great match. Like, I will be shocked if this isn't the tag team match of the year when it's over.
I think that's certainly plausible.
Like the wrestling almost doesn't matter. It's the story. Sting's last stand. Sting these two guys beat up his children. Beat him up. Like, it is
bloodied to a pulp.
It's just so good. And I know some people were debating tornado tag versus regular tag because like, oh, the hot tag for Sting, like that would have been incredible. Sting has not missed on a tornado tag match. Like this is his bag, and you may not get the hot tag, but you're going to get the hot comeback of Sting one more time. Last time ever. That's going to do it. That's everything. Yes. And oh my God, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited thinking about this match.
How does Sting lose? Is Ric Flair involved? The Young Bucks just put him out with the EVP trigger. Does he take a Tony Khan driver or whatever? Or does Darby do some sort of swerve?
I could see there be this great moment in this match where Darby essentially gives himself up to save Sting, and they just destroy Darby, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, nah, that's not enough. And then they go after Sting, and then Sting probably loses from an EVP trigger.
Because part of the whole concept of the Young Bucks is they don't like these like old legends being in the locker room. Sting has to go out on his back here.
Yeah, he's going out on his back. That's the reason he's undefeated.
Yeah,
he's going out on his back. Pinning Darby would not get the point across.
And where's all the hate right now of Sting's not putting over the next young generation of talent and losing to already made guys? What are we doing here? Where's all the hubbub right now?
He's Sting. There you go.
He's Sting. He's also not young enough to like wrestle a bunch of young guys, probably.
No.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's just he's going out on his back. I think it's sort of that like steel cage Osprey like Akira moment where it's like Darby is not going to stop, but Sting's going to be like, it's fine, you know, it's okay, and then he goes out. It's
you said it's okay, like when never mind. I'm thinking of Endgame when Natasha's like, it's okay to Hawkeye and man. Oh, that's rough.
to me, the end of this match is Sting telling Darby that it's all right. I'm done. I finished, and then he loses, and Darby like sort of allows it that way because that's Sting going out on his terms properly.
Yeah, it's gonna be special. It's gonna deliver. It's gonna be this whole show, man. They knew this was a big house. They knew this was a show they needed to go all in on, and no pun intended, they did.